I would like to welcome you to this training course presentation of the Beginner's Guide to SAP. Now this course is going to help you become familiar with SAP software and in particular using the SAP GUI, which is the user interface tool used to access SAP's business software suite of applications that are used by thousands of the top companies throughout the world. My name is Peter Moxon and I will be your instructor for this course. Now in this course, we will look at some of the many characteristics and functions of SAP software, including its various business modules, the SAP company history, and where SAP is projected to go into the future. Now many of you may be new to SAP, whereas others will have some prior experience using the software. This course has been designed and built to provide consultants, developers, business analysts, both new and experienced, and end users with a comprehensive introduction into the world of SAP software. In this first section of the course, I will introduce and discuss the following key topics. We will take a look at a historical overview of SAP. Then we'll move on to discuss the concepts of real-time processing, run through the architecture of the SAP R3 Business Suite, have a look at the SAP's NetWeaver technology platform, and finally touch on where SAP fits into the existing ERP software market and where SAP's future is headed. The history of SAP begins in Germany in the early 1970s, where 5 former IBM employees initialized the concept that would become known to the world as SAP. They founded the SAP enterprise, initially naming it System Analysis and Program Development, before later changing it to Systems, Applications and Products in Data Processing. And today, SAP is the most recognized ERP product in the world. The creation and development of SAP software began with 3 essential elements, these being real-time processing, standard software, and an application integrated platform. Each of these elements, when brought together, have provided the fundamental foundation for SAP software and all of its ERP components. Real-time processing is one of SAP's earliest and most attractive features within the world of big business software. When real-time processing was introduced, it allowed transactions to be processed significantly quicker than the standard business operating cycle of the times. As a result, real-time processing helps provide an almost immediate impact to an enterprise, allowing businesses to order, ship, and make determinations in a more efficient and expedient manner. One of SAP's earliest versions was known as SAP R1, a financial accounting system, with the R indicating real-time. SAP R2 was released in the early 1980s as a mainframe business application, and then came along SAP R3, and that made its way into the market as a client-server version of the software in 1992. The latest and most recent SAP software is known as ECC, which stands for ERP Central Component. Version 6. Combined with SAP's efficient integration aspects, real-time processing provides accessible data to all those who need it when they need it. This helps to reduce inaccuracies and obsolete information while reducing data processing times. Real-time processing allows all forms of data across many platforms to keep up-to-date business records. This is an extremely valuable solution for an enterprise handling high volumes of customers, resources, materials, and data. Okay, we've covered what the letters of SAP stand for and some of the groundbreaking concepts involved in developing the software, such as its real-time capabilities. Now it's time to break down exactly what the 3 in R3 represents in SAP. As I mentioned earlier, there have been several versions of SAP. However, SAP R3 was the first client-server product to combine 3 tiers of interactivity that include the graphical user interface, the GUI, the functional applications, also known as modules, and the relational databases of SAP. This groundbreaking concept is what drove SAP straight to the top of the ERP market. SAP's client-server concept is based on a 3-layer platform comprised of the presentation layer, application layer, and the database layer. The presentation layer most often consists of an application running on an end-user's PC. This is known as the front end and is used in a networked environment. It is this front-end software that displays the information screens to the users and allows them to interact with the SAP system itself. This is the client portion of the client-server relationship. Now, SAP's applications, also referred to as modules or components, and consequently user transactions, are processed on an application server, and this is known as the application layer. The 3rd layer of the 3-tier system is the database layer, and this is responsible for storing all the data that an SAP system uses. Data at this level is created and edited upon request from the application layer and is then delivered to the presentation layers for the user to read and use. The database layer of the 3-tier client-server architecture can be viewed as the nuts and bolts of the SAP system. One of SAP's more important innovations in its progression from SAP R3 to ERP6 was the creation of SAP NetWeaver, an extremely effective integration application. NetWeaver provided the functionality for accessing the SAP systems via an internet browser, as opposed to only utilizing the SAP GUI on your desktop. With NetWeaver, collaboration among various integrating layers was seen as one way of increasing the efficiency of many of SAP's customers. As shown here, SAP NetWeaver forms the technical basis to 4 primary areas: users, information, process, and application integration. These representations show how users are able to collaborate and share information via a portal. What's important to note here is that this collaboration can be conducted in an on-demand environment anytime and anywhere you access the portal. At the people integration level, users are able to utilize multi-channel access. Information integration provides the business intelligence and knowledge management capabilities that provide integrated work processes. Process integration operates as a data integrity broker, pulling from master data sources and document workflow. The application platform is the technical basis across all SAP applications, and customers can develop their own applications using programming languages such as ABAP and Java. With the emergence of new technologies that involve new options for communication between customers and enterprises, SAP moved into areas that maximized the usage of the web, one of which was its SAP NetWeaver platform. This allows users to access the SAP system from different channels. For example, the portal, mobile phones, tablets, and other remote access points. SAP NetWeaver primarily forms the technical basis for an SAP system and required applications, allowing business processes to be mapped across several business areas. This provides seamless integration across all participating and authorized departments. Over the past few years, SAP has focused on expanding into new markets. Various software products are directed towards small and medium-sized businesses, and SAP has made acquisitions of companies such as Business Objects and SuccessFactors to leverage emerging technologies in the areas of cloud computing, mobile, and can provide reach into future markets. Today, SAP has a workforce of approximately 47,000 employees located all throughout the world. And SAP is the global enterprise software company with over 100,600 SAP installations. More than 41,200 companies use SAP software, and they are split across 25 different industries in more than 120 different countries.